Imagine getting arrested, not for stealing, not for fighting, but for tying a giraffe to a telephone pole. Sounds completely insane, right? But believe it or not, America has had some of the strangest laws in history. Laws that ban things like wearing fake mustaches in church, or even falling asleep in a cheese factory. Today, we're diving into some of the weirdest and most unbelievable laws ever created in the United States. And trust me, some of these will make you question how they ever became laws in the first place. Laws are meant to keep society organized and safe. But sometimes strange situations happen that force lawmakers to create rules that sound ridiculous today. Many of these laws were created hundreds of years ago, when life was very different from what it is today. Some were created after bizarre incidents. Some were meant as jokes, and others were simply never removed from the law books. Let's start with one of the most famous, strange laws in American history: tying a giraffe to a telephone pole. In the state of Georgia, there was once a law that made it illegal to tie a giraffe to a telephone pole or street lamp. Now you might be wondering, why would anyone tie a giraffe to a pole in the first place? The law dates back to the early 1900s, when traveling circuses often passed through towns with exotic animals. Sometimes circus workers would tie animals outside while setting up tents or equipment. But city officials worried that large animals could damage public property or cause accidents. So they created a law banning people from tying giraffes to telephone poles. It might sound funny today, but at the time it was meant to prevent chaos in busy streets. No fake mustaches in church. In Alabama, there was once a law that made it illegal to wear a fake mustache in church if it caused laughter. Yes, you heard that correctly. If someone wore a fake mustache during a church service and people started laughing, it could actually be considered illegal. The purpose of this law was to protect the seriousness of religious services. Church leaders believed that disruptive behavior during worship should be punished. So lawmakers created a rule that specifically targeted people trying to make others laugh during services. It might sound ridiculous now, but it shows how seriously people once took church etiquette. No sleeping in a cheese factory. In the state of South Dakota, there was once a strange law that made it illegal to fall asleep in a cheese factory. Why would such a law exist? In the past, cheese factories were busy workplaces where employees handled heavy equipment and large machines. If workers fell asleep on the job, it could lead to dangerous accidents. So the law was meant to encourage workers to stay alert while operating machinery. Even though it sounds silly today, it was originally meant as a safety rule. Donkeys cannot sleep in bathtubs. One of the strangest laws ever recorded came from Arizona. A law once stated that a donkey could not sleep in a bathtub. This bizarre law actually came from a real event in the 1920s. A farmer had a donkey that loved sleeping inside an old bathtub outside the house. One day, a large flood swept the bathtub, and the donkey inside it, down the river. Rescuers had to work for hours to save the animal. After the incident, lawmakers decided to create a rule preventing animals from sleeping in bathtubs outdoors. It sounds unbelievable, but the law was inspired by a real rescue operation. Ice cream in your back pocket. In Kentucky, there was once a law banning people from carrying ice cream in their back pockets. This might sound completely random, but it actually had a clever reason. Horse thieves discovered a trick. They would put ice cream in their back pockets and walk past horses. The sweet smell would attract the horses, causing them to follow the thief. Because the horse was technically following the person voluntarily, it made stealing harder to prove. So lawmakers banned the practice entirely. No ice cream in the back pocket allowed. Many strange laws remain on the books simply because no one bothered to remove them. Changing laws requires time and political effort. So old laws sometimes stay in legal records even when they are no longer enforced. These unusual rules serve as funny reminders of strange situations from the past, and they show how unpredictable human behavior can be. From banning fake mustaches in church, to outlawing donkeys sleeping in bathtubs, American history is full of laws that sound completely unbelievable today. But every strange rule usually comes from a real story, accident, or unexpected situation. And sometimes, reality can be stranger than fiction. If you enjoyed these bizarre laws from American history, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more unbelievable historical stories. Because history isn't just about wars and presidents. Sometimes it's about the strangest rules ever written into law.